Hi, welcome back to Baking with One Arm. Today we're gonna be making some banana bread with Bisquick because my grandma gives me random things every time I go to her house, and this time it was Bisquick. So she not only gave me that, but she also gave me a Bisquick cooking book that is dated from 1983, and there's a banana bread recipe in here. So we're gonna double it so that we get banana bread and she gets banana bread, and maybe if there's some extra, my parents and brother will get banana bread. So the first thing that we need to do, I'm gonna use this cool measuring cup. I want to use as least amount of dishes as possible. So we're gonna use this measuring cup that is adjustable. And we need 2 1/3 cups. So we're gonna double that. So we're gonna throw that in this bowl. I'm also using my bowl KitchenAid attachment that's in my counter if you guys have seen my KitchenAid video. So I'm gonna go ahead and scoop this and measure this out first. As an OT, I feel like I'm constantly like, how can I reduce the occupational demand, and still enjoy my occupations? And one of those is just, if I can use the same thing to measure over and over again, I will, so I have less dishes to do later on, or my husband has less dishes to do later on if he's helping me out. I literally just gave a spiel on how I was like, I want to use less dishes, but I drastically underestimated the size of bowl that I need, so I switched to a bigger bowl. Now we're doing 1 cup of sugar, but we're doubling that. All right, this is going in. This requires 6 eggs because we're doubling it. Normally just has 3, which actually is a decent bit of eggs. We're rolling with it. The normal recipe calls for half a teaspoon of vanilla, but we measure the vanilla with our hearts around here. That looks good. And then it calls for 1.5 cups mashed ripe bananas, but we had some in our freezer, so I just am throwing 4 bananas in here, hoping for the best. Seems about right. Okay, and then now we just need 1/2 a cup chopped nuts. So I'm going to chop up some walnuts and throw in technically a cup of walnuts. I'm using my insert in this island that has a KitchenAid holder, and then I have a KitchenAid bowl locked into it. And then we're just going to mix till it's all combined. I can't lie, this is pretty heavy, so we're going to pour it in here. I did miss a fatal step of not mashing up the bananas as well as I probably should have, but it's okay. We're rolling with it. Like I said, we're making 2 loaves, so we're going to pour them in both. I could have weighed these to make sure I'm doing it even, but we're just gonna eyeball it. And then we're gonna do my favorite thing with banana bread, and we're gonna top it with brown sugar. I did have my husband come help me pour the rest of this into each of the pans because it's hard for me to get the last little bits out of the bowl. Into the oven at 350 for around 55 to 60 minutes.